Hello everybody and welcome to the Esports Mini League European Series. This is the first round of 3 tonight and this is the first of 3 separate streams. My name is Kieran McGinley and joining me in this commentary box for this one is Andy Campbell. Andy, how are you this evening?
I'm very well. As I said to you earlier on, Happy New Year, Kieran. Happy New Year to everybody watching as well. I hope the festive period was a good one. You didn't all get too drunk and that you're ready and raring to go to watch the action here tonight. And hopefully the drivers aren't driving with a bit of inebriation still, because that wouldn't be good at all. But it's going to be exciting. We've got 3 races, as you say, here tonight. One-shot qualifying for all, 25% for each. Starting off at the Circuit de Catalunya in Spain. And the second one will be at the Circuit de Paul Ricard in France. And finally, the Red Bull Ring in Austria will be your 3 races tonight. I've also got 5 different esport teams, well, 4 different esport teams in an F1 league due to some changes. So we've got VSR Visceral Racing, we've also got TTG Gaming, International Racing League is in here as well. GP1 Esports and the Alternate Formula are the teams competing here tonight. Bound to be some very exciting and interesting racing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got obviously 5 teams of 20 drivers, so they should be. It should be a pretty close one. Obviously, we'll run through all of the drivers in just a second, but first of all, we go to the Spanish Grand Prix. Andy, pretty balanced track. You need to find that balance between high speed and high cornering speed, and with that aero, it should be a good starting point for tonight's mini league.
Yeah, it should be indeed, absolutely. Bound to be an interesting race for all involved. Just waiting on I think the last couple of drivers getting involved here just now before we get going. The drivers should be readying up in just a few moments, due to start around about 8 o'clock. Yeah, looking forward to it. We've obviously got a number of drivers here that those who are regular to TTTV will be very aware of. Obviously, the 4 TTG drivers, Lambo, Paul, Squeezy, and new driver Mark in there as well. We've also got a couple of drivers that are known from TTL F1 and other events through TTG that are not racing for TTG. So we've got Jay, for example, competing for IRL tonight, along with Z3 as well. So we've got a few different bits in there just to help get the numbers along and everything as well. So it's bound to be a very interesting race indeed. Looking forward to it very much indeed. I need to check. I've got these settings right. I'll be back in a minute.
Check these settings are right. Usually means, Kieran, you're on your own for a bit. That's fine. That's fine by me. So let's run through the teams then. We've got the International Racing League. We've got Jay and Neon in the Mercedes. We've also then got KLC and Z3 in the Sauber. We've got, for GP1 Esports, we've got Alex and Fletcher in the Ferrari, and then we've got Leon and Morn. I'm hoping I pronounced your name right. Morn in the Williams. For TUF, we've got Max Till and Stam in the Red Bull. Then we have Ox and Luca in the Renault. For Visceral, we have Blizzard and Lucas in the Force India. And then we have Marquez and Flores in the Haas. Now, if at any point I pronounce your name wrong tonight, you can feel free to lambast me in that chat. But as I say, hopefully I get everybody's name right. There will be some mixing up, that is absolutely sure. But no, I'm looking forward to tonight, and hopefully by this point Andy's sorted out with all the settings.
I think so, yeah. I was just making sure there was no AI drivers going to be hiding in amongst all this. So I'm starting to panic there for a second. I just need everybody to ready up now. So if any of the drivers are watching, if you're all ready, pick your car, start readying up, please. Because I'm going to be honest, it's completely random. I've never done this before in terms of hosting. I'm actually in the host of the lobby. So I've got everything set up, thankfully. We're just waiting everybody picking a car. I think Leon's still to pick his car. I think he's just done it now. So we should be starting to be ready and up for getting a go. Yep, the drivers are starting to go green ticks now, so should be getting started very, very shortly indeed. 19 drivers, so someone's just dropped out of the lobby, so hopefully they'll be back in before long, but hopefully they are, and we can have a full 20 car grid to go screaming round tonight for 3 separate 25% races. So obviously pit stops are on, tyre strategy is on, no need to worry about weather. The weather will be clear for the races, so that's not an issue, and obviously qualifying is going to be quick and frantic because it is only one-shot qualifying, so we'll do our best to keep up with everybody and who's up the front. Maybe just jump on with one car and just leave it there maybe, but it's going to be interesting for sure, absolutely, and just waiting on the drivers finishing up and readying up, and we'll be ready to go.
Absolutely. Obviously, 19 drivers. We'll have to see. We're waiting on a TUF driver, Alan says in the chat. Steph in the chat saying, get Sector 1 right, you might make up time. Sector 3, you can't afford to make a mistake as it does tighten up. One stop is doable, but it will be tight. And of course, you've got to watch out for that front left tyre. That is going to take a beating during this one. We're waiting for one other driver. I don't know if you can spot who it is in the chat or in the lobby. Can you, Andy?
I'll try to, but I'm not too sure off the top of my head. Was it Marquez, Florian? No, he's there. Trying to figure out. There was 20 there a minute ago.
Well, whilst Andy's checking all the stuff, I have to remind you that there's alternative points tonight, which means every position scores a point as long as you finish. So if you lose a chunk of front wing, keep going because you're going to score points for your team. Right down from 1st to 20th, really the only difference is first place scores 25 points, second place scores 22, third scores 20, fourth scores 18, fifth scores 16, and then it goes one down every single time after that. So we do have Alan, who is going to be doing the points, so don't worry about keeping score. Alan's on it. Evening, Alan. I know you're watching this one with bated breath, counting up all the scores because, you know, we don't let me do it anymore. I agree with that.
Rather Alan and me tonight because you've seen me try it the last time in the chat and I was doing all right, but trust me, at this end it was frantic trying to do it. So I don't envy him at all trying to do that point scoring, especially with only 25% races. So it's going to be interesting for sure, absolutely. We're going live now though. Drivers are heading for the one-shot qualifying, so we've got at least a 19. Hopefully the 20th driver has managed to jump in time before they're ready up, but obviously it was for an 8 o'clock start. We're already coming up to 5 past, so need to get moving. And qualifying is going to be interesting. Turn 3, obviously, you mentioned when it comes to the race tyres. Left front going to take a pound in. There's a lot of long corners at turn 3. Especially, you can lose a good few tenths of a second through there if you get the line wrong. So that's one corner you definitely want to be absolutely spot on with. And obviously you've got 2 DRS zones as well for during the race. One down the long main straight and one along the back straight up towards the Lacaxia hairpin, which is turn 10 if I remember correctly. So there's going to be some good overtaking opportunities. Hopefully everybody keeps it as clean as possible. And let's go for a lap. Who you got on board then with?
Riding on board right now with KLC as he makes his way down towards turn 1, but got to pick a driver and stick with it as we head through turn 1 and then up the hill turn 2, and as you're saying, Andy, through this long right-hander of turn 3, riding on board still with KLC as he makes his way through turn 3, now towards turn 4, of course, crossing that sector line just before you turn in here. Should be looking at quite close times at the moment. Poe is top, Mark is second, Marquez is third, Leon fourth, Max fifth, but there's no point trying to keep up with everybody here as the order will just keep changing down through turn 6, now coming towards turn 7 and then up the hill towards turn 8 as Kelsey just slightly loses the back, and then we head through turn 9 now, watching that curb on the inside, careful of the curb on the outside, you don't want to get too close to the gravel now. DRS opening the second DRS zone as we head down towards turn 10, heavy braking zone, the heaviest of the track here as Kelsey loses that back end very slightly, going through 11, now through 12, and he's lost the back end completely. He's got to keep the car in though. We're going to keep riding on board with him as he heads towards turn 13. Avoiding that curb just slightly there, now coming through 14 and 15. Crucial to get this part right as we now head our way round turn 16 and towards the start finish line. Who was going to grab pole position for the first part of the esports mini-series? It's Leon grabbing pole position with a 1:16.5. Mark there in second, Poe in third is your top 3, and this one lap matters so much, but it is Leon on pole position for the first round.
Yeah, it looked to be a good lap there, trying to jump between them, but it was obviously very hard to do so. GP1 strike first, and taking pole position, and obviously, as you say, it is important more than usual because it is a short 25% race. So there you go, Leon takes pole, 1:16.5, just hundredths of a second clear of TTG Mark. Pole in third, so good qualifying for TTG. Marquez for VSR in fourth. Luca in fifth. KLC in sixth, who we were on board with there. Jay in seventh. GP1 Fletcher in eighth. Hawks, I'm just going to call him Hawks, is in 9th, Flores is in 10th, Epic Gamer 11th, Lambo in 12th, Blizzard 13th, GP1 Alex in 14th, Manu is in 15th, Squeezy 16th, he did drop out, and the disqualifications for Neon Z3 and Matix. So they will be starting at the back. And interesting to see Flores has managed to get into the top 10 on the yellow marked soft tyres, where everyone else is on the super softs. So that could be an interesting part for him and for VSR later on.
Absolutely, and especially in a 25% race where you are looking at the one stop, getting the harder tyre out of the way first could provide crucial as we head towards the first round then. And let's have it in the chat then. Who are you backing tonight then? Let's see if we can get some sort of supporter group going for each team. And it was surprising then to see Blizzard, quick driver, as we see in TTL, Andy, all the way down in 13th. Do you reckon he's going to struggle?
It's hard to tell. I mean, we all know he's quick. Maybe he made a mistake on that. Obviously, unlike normal league racing short qualifying where you've got 18 minutes, you can have a number of attempts at it. It's a one shot and done here, and you get it wrong, then obviously you're going to lose a lot of time. So, I wasn't on board, so maybe he made a mistake. I'm not too sure. It's quite possible, but it's going to be interesting to see. He can easily come through the field. Let's have a look at who's on what tyres. It's not going to be too much an issue because it's being the shorter race, but it's still going to matter as well. So, top 9 on the super softs. Obviously, Flores and the soft tyres in 10th. Epic Gamer, Lambo and Blizzard have all gone for the soft tyres, and everybody else has gone for the super softs. So those at the back looking to get the jump at the start with the grippier tyres to try and get ahead as quickly as they possibly can. But it's going to be a very interesting race indeed. So we're on the formation lap, 17 laps that we've got here. Usually around the Circuit de Catalunya, 50% race, we're around about, I think it's about 32 laps or something like that roughly. So a big difference in that there. And it's going to be fast, frantic, and obviously I know quite a few of the drivers have to stream on in the background as well. Safe racing to you all, guys. Keep it on the track, keep it going, and remember, in the until the point scoring, to get points you have to finish. So if you retire, no points. So even if you're struggling, the best thing to do for your team is to keep going and get some points on the board.
Absolutely, and one thing we could be seeing tonight are team orders. We do normally have them in these team races, especially when it comes to esports, but some people do like to battle, no matter if it's their teammate or not, and we'll be looking with bated breath to see what's going to happen then. Look out for Marquez then. He is, well, known for his driving style. We've also got Poe there. Can't ride on board with him, unfortunately, but TTG, I've got to say, they've got second, third, and then, yeah, second and third at the moment. Lambo down there in 12th and Squeezy in 16th with internet troubles. They're going to have a tough time if Squeezy can't get that internet together. But as they head around the final corner then, on their formation lap, we're almost ready to go here for round 1, Andy. If you had to pick a winner now, who would it be?
Oh, sod that, I'm not doing that one at all. I'm just going to pick it random, I think. I'm just going to go with... Let's go with Paul. I'll go with Paul.
All right then.
I know he's quite consistent, so I'll stick with him.
There you go then, Andy's had his say then. No bias, he's had his say. He's gone for Poe. We will see what happens in the first round of this mini-series. 5 red lights. No, jumped the gun there apparently. They're all revving up though, haven't got any lights on me. And round 1 is now underway. And what are the starts like? Leon's got a good start there, but they've all got a good start, really. They've all pulled away really well. There's a bit of contact in the midfield there as we head down towards turn 1. Trying to go 3 wide in the background there, maybe even 4 wide. Leon will lead the pack going into turn 1, but Mark's right behind him, trying to go up the inside. Can the midfield keep it all together? Leon leads through turn 3. We've got Marquez is there up to P3, as that is Poe going wide there, as there's multiple battles going on at the same time. Everybody's just about keeping it clean right right now as Leon battling away at the front then. Mark is trying to make his way through the field, up the inside of Marquez. He goes through turn 4 and then down the hill. Oh, Mark just about losing the back end there. He's going to lose that position to Marquez, but he's going to keep battling now. Up the hill they go through turn 7, then through turn 8, and we'll have to keep our close eye on that battle. Marquez is trying to go now up the inside through turn 9. Has he got the move done? No, Marquez runs wide and he's going to lose a whole host of positions to KLC and Poe as we head now down towards turn 10. Lots of battles going on, and that is GP1 Fletcher trying to go up the inside of Flores there as we head through the chicane of 11 and 12. Now Luke has gone up the inside of Fletcher and taken that position away from him. Lots of battling going on here, lots of positions going around. It's left, right and centre, Andy. I'm struggling to keep up.
Yeah, we're going to be out of breath and out of voice by the end of this. Oh, Ferrari there, Alex into the back of Lambo. Could be possible wing damage there. And a good start for Flores. He's up 4 places from starting in 10th on those soft tyres as well. So you can run an extra few laps. We've already lost Squeezy though from the race. And Max came into the pits as well by the looks of it. So he's obviously dropping down the order. But the best starter there is Flores, up 4 places. And the biggest losers are... the biggest loser is Oxhawks, who's down 3 places if we ignore Squeezy, who's already out of the race. So TTG already down on 1 driver. But yeah, we're going to be struggling by the end of this 3 races because it's going to be frantic for most of the race. There goes the Haas, and Marquez looking down the inside of pole, but not able to get the move done there going into turn number 5. But Poe's going to have to be very, very careful. And Marquez behind. I'm so used to Lambo being in that car, even though he is further back. But Leon has managed to get 1.6 seconds clear up front of TTG Mark, so he's managed to break the DRS zone barrier already, knowing that that's coming into effect at the end of this lap. And he's going to have to be very careful indeed. With some battling going on there. Ferrari side by side, that's Fletcher and Luca going side by side up the hill, and the Ferrari's going to get the better of the Renault on this occasion, and the number 12 car through and up into 7th place for GP1 Fletcher. So GP1 in first at the moment, and Fletcher's their next nearest driver in 7th place as they come across the line to start lap number 3, and Leon leads by 1.9 seconds as DRS is now enabled. And further back here, Blizzard and Jay having a bit of a side-by-side going down the main straight. Who's going to get the better of this one as they come into turn 1? Blizzard swings it round the outside and he gets the place ahead of the Mercedes, and Jay dropping back. He's already down 3 places from the starting place. Lambo into the pits, and Blizzard's going to take advantage of Luca running wide as well. He's going to make up another place. And in fact, sorry, that's Epic Gamer actually making the place up there. My apologies, I'm getting the Force Indias mixed up there. But yeah, Lambo in the pits as well. I'm going to take a break so I'm losing my place.
Well, it was ill over the Christmas period, Andy. It's a great job he's here tonight because he's doing a fantastic one. Yeah, it's Luca up ahead then. We've got Epic Gamer up ahead with Luca and then Blizzard. So it's a Force Indian sandwich here as they head through turn 10. Then we've got Flores making positions up here, and Mark has lost out big time. Mark now trying to launch it up the inside of Marquez, going through turn 10 then as we head towards turn 11. The Haas just about holding on then from Mark, who's looking like up for the challenge today. He did lose positions from the start, losing that back end. Oh, he's lost it again, and Fletcher goes through. Now that's Epic Gamer going up the inside there as we head through turn 13, and now Mark has lost a load of positions in just one sector. He's now down to 8th place as we head through turn 16 then, and then Mark is actually coming into the pits now. I wonder if he's got a bit of damage to the car because that back end does not seem in check at all. He's into the pits then, as well as Neon Rapid as well, as I think they're making some sort of stop. It's very early in the race, but meanwhile Epic Gamer has gone up the inside of Fletcher then, and he's got the position. Through they go, and now through turn 3. Poe then is chasing down KLC for P2 going into turn 4.
That's easy enough for you to say. Mark must have had something happen. I think there might have been damage because he was second, and he was the one that was 2 seconds down on Leon going into lap 2, and he lost a number of places there. We caught him obviously trying to keep up with the rest. He's came into the pits. I'm guessing he's made a change of nose as well. I'm guessing that's the reason for him dropping down. Something like that, or a spin, as Epic Gamer gets ahead of Marquez, who makes a mistake coming up the hill towards the second DRS zone, as Poe has got Flores looking towards the outside. A brilliant start from Flores, the VSR driver, who is in 4th place on those soft tyres as well, having started in 10th, so he's made up 6 places already, and he's got Poe ahead of him, KLC just ahead as well, and there's going Flores around the outside into the chicane. That's going to be a brave one. Poe gives him the space, so fair driving, and Flores aggressively but fairly gets that up in the third place. That was a lovely move around the outside of the chicane into the inside, and look at them come across the track now. Flores has now got the DRS on KLC, who moves into the lead as the race leader Leon comes into pit lane. Flores to the outside into turn 1. Can he swing around the outside of the Sauber? The wheel to wheel touching, and that Haas has moved from 10th to 1st in the space of 5 laps. Poe gets pushed wide off the track. He's going to lose a place out there. Epic Gamer moves up to 2nd, and KLC's lost it, and he's into the wall. He is into the wall, and that's going to be wing damage for sure for the Sauber, and that was just mayhem started to go off there. Poe went off. He's now dropped back into 3rd, and then looking here, we've got Fletcher looking at Poe up the inside into turn 5. The Toro Rosso holds on for now, and it is all going off here. Flores up into the lead and having started in 10th. Brilliant start for him as Fletcher gets by a little bump of the wheel, and Blizzard says thank you very much, I'll have that place as well. Poe down 2 places in the space of 1 corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Blizzard taking full advantage of that one. He's now got to try and get past Fletcher. Leaves a letting break, going down into turn 10, but Fletcher says, absolutely, I'll take that position back from you, as Blizzard outbreaks himself. Poe now has got to do a job to try and catch back up. We've got Mornet in P7 trying to chase down Ox here, as we head now towards turn 13. Then he'll go towards the chicanes of turn 14 and turn 15. And we have obviously Flores in the lead, but everybody's coming into the pits now. As you can see, Fletcher's in, Poe is also in, as well as Ox, as we are seeing now the end of the super soft stint. Those on the soft tyres will now be starting to take their positions now at the top. But at the moment here, Epic Gamer and Flores leading the way. Blizzard is in 3rd, and if I'm not mistaken, that makes it a VSR 1, 2, 3 right now. So these 3 in the lead though. Then it's GP1, 3 and 4. We've got IFL driver in 6th place. It's obviously very too early even to call right now, but VSR leading 1, 2, 3 right now. They can be pretty happy right now. Long way to go, of course. Yellow flags in Sector 1. Not quite sure what's happened there. We've got a massive battle coming down the field here, going through turn 3. That's involving Max, Lambo, Luca and Poe here, as they head towards turn 4. Got to keep an eye on that one, as Lambo desperately tries to find his way past. Of course, he pitted early and went onto a set of medium tyres, so as did Max. So whether they had damage of some sort is unclear, but they are on that medium tyre then. And as they head up the hill then, see what Lambo can do. Then he runs wide, but onto the gravel, opens that DRS. That was very brave, whilst the back end was just sticking out there. Here comes Luca up the inside of turn 10 in the Renault, and through the inside he goes. And with Lambo on medium tyres, he's going to suffer a little bit with that grip now. He's now down to P16, Luca up to P15.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got more in the pits now. Manny, Z3, Alex are now the latest drivers to come into pit lane. Epic Gamer up front though, ahead of Flores. So I can't remember, I was too busy looking at the chats and everything else. I didn't quite catch if I seen that on the screen. But Epic Gamer up into P1 with Flores in 2nd and Blizzard in 3rd. They're all in the soft tyres, not pitted yet. That's a Ferrari coming back out ahead. That's GP1 Alex, and Max is going to go around the outside of him, gets the place. Luca's having a look as well though, and Poe and Lambo in the Toro Rossos for TTG are sitting and watching this as a watching brief at the moment as Poe gets ahead of Lambo. Luca down the inside into turn 4. That's a bit of late lunge, nearly touching wheels there, and they've touched again. That Renault's losing the back end, and the Ferrari holds on for now. Alex holds the place, and there goes Poe with a late braking move down the inside, a little touch of side pods with the Renault, but he's got that place at the moment, and he's got the inside line for the next corner. Luca will be very brave to hang it around the outside of there, and the Renault has to concede the position. Good move there from Poe. Lambo's going to fancy his chances now, coming up the hill and down onto the DRS zone into turn 10. Toro Rosso right behind, but Luca fancies going on the attack, nearly goes into the back of Poe into turn 10, but manages to defend and avoid a huge crash at the same time, and they are sitting there, and we've basically got a really nice battle at the moment there between them. It's down towards the bottom end. This is 13, 14, 15 and 16th at the moment, but we've still got quite a few cars up front still to pit. And at the moment, the lead driver that has pitted will be GP1 Leon in the Williams, the original race leader, because the top 3 have not pitted yet, but he is the first runner. Everyone else has pitted once now, as Poe gets by Alex as well, going through turn one, so he's got the move done there, Poe. I nearly forgot where I was. So Poe making up a place on Luca with an opportunistic move, and he now does the same as well.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you there, Andy. Going through turn 4, Jay and Fletcher collided there as Ox there is going to find himself up to P7 there, going through turn 5. A little bit of touch of wheels there, and they all were facing the right direction again, so no huge time lost. And you can see there Jay lets Fletcher straight back through as Lambo picks up a 3-second time penalty. But Jay letting through the Ferrari could mean trouble then, as Morn here is trying to have a go round the outside of turn 9. That was brave. He's got the DRS zone going down towards turn 10, and Morn then gets the move done on Jay for P9, and Neon is right behind him. That's his teammate, so whether he's going to let him through or not, I have no idea. But of course, as you were saying, Andy, these battles down the bottom of the field do matter, as Jay is actually pulling off to the side. Now, oh, he's made contact with Max there. I don't know what Jay's doing here. He's letting everyone through. A bizarre one. Maybe he has front wing damage. Maybe he's coming to the pit lane. That's exactly what he's doing there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. That must have been the reason why he started falling down the field a little bit. So he's in for a second pit stop. That's not what he needed, and it's not going to be good for IRL as well in terms of points. That's going to drop him down the field. Back towards the front though. What's going on there? We've got Lambo having a look at GP1 Alex into turn 1, but the Ferrari having got past the previous lap by Poe manages to hold on. Luca's managed to get by Alex as well, and we've got a train up here as well. We've got Poe, Max and Neon pretty much running nose to tail through turn 4 into turn 5, and oh, Poe's gone onto the grass. He's wide, he's spun. The Toro Rosso's in the gravel and the kitty litter, and that is not good there. He's going to lose 2 places out to GP Alex and to his teammate Lambo. And here comes Z3 as well to take the place off him if he's not careful in the Salva. Poe just pushing the limits there, catching the grass, and the car just swapped ends on him. But back up here we've got Max having a look at Neon late in the brakes, but can't get the moves done. GP1 Alex able to hold off Lambo at the moment. This is over 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th, for crying out loud. What's going on here? Ox is still chasing down GP1 Fletcher. That's over 7th and 8th. So these are the closest battles on the track at the moment. Epic Gamer still leads by 1.7 seconds from Flores, with Blizzard 4.5 seconds down in 3rd place. Those 3 still to pit as we're on lap 10 of 17, so more than halfway through the race already, and we've still got 18 and the 19 runners going, as that is Max having a look under DRS. Neon gives him a squeeze to the inside, but the Red Bull's got the move done. Luca, very opportunistic and possibly a bit more aggressive, but he's got the move done there, and the Renault gets through on the Mercedes as well. He just basically chucked it in there and says, I'm coming through, you either leave me a space or bye-bye.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's aggressive, but we have seen aggressive driving before, and I doubt we'll ever see the end of it with the rises of Magnussen and Verstappen in real life. Drivers just got to get used to that with late lunges, but here we are then. As you were saying, Andy, this battle for P10, all the points matter, so it's really important now to keep the head down and keep going. Get these points for your team. There's still 5 rounds left after this, so it's not the end of the world if you don't have the greatest race in the world. Here comes Alex then, up the inside of Neon as we head towards turn 10. He's got the inside line. It doesn't give Neon a bit of room there. Not a lot of room given, but he closed the doors, made sure it was slammed shut. The 2 of them made contact, and that allowed Lambo to get past Neon then. So Lambo now up to P13. He is on the medium tyres, remember, so he's going to struggle in this race, especially when the front runners come in and put on a set of super soft tyres. Epic Gamer leads the way from Flores, Blizzard, Leon, Marquezes, Mark, Fletcher, Ox, Morn, Max Till, Luca, Alex, Lambo, who were riding on board with this battle. I don't know how long it's going to stay in that order then, as Lambo down the straight then, gets the move done before the braking zone into turn 1 up to P12, so that puts Alex now down to 13th, Neon Rapid 14th, Poe 15th, Z3 16th, J 17th, and KLC the last of the runners at the moment in P18.
Yeah, and Luca, I like to have a go at Max as well into turn 1, but backed out at the last minute. Lambo, as you say, getting the move done well before turn 1, very easily done under DRS, taking advantage of Neon not wanting to concede the place to Alex through turn 10. Obviously a bit of a bump of the wheels pushed the Mercedes wide, and Lambo went, thank you very much, I will have that place as well. And now he's ahead of the Ferrari, sliding his way up the hill though. He's going to try and chase after Luca, who is right behind the Red Bull of Max. Will he have a look? He's a bit too far back there to have a go, and he has to back out of that move at the moment. Meanwhile, just ahead of him, Manny is chasing down the other Renault at Ox over 8th and 9th as Flores and Epic Gamer come into pit lane, which puts Blizzard into the lead. So he's going to run as long as possible when it looks at it and come in at the very last minute. So Blizzard now leads with a yellow flag. Z3 is out of the race. See if I can see what's going on. I'm jumped on board with Jay. So we've got Z3 now out at IRL, a driver down. I'll have a wee look and see what happened to him. I'm riding on board with Jay just now. But Blizzard now leads Leon up back into 2nd place.
Yeah, absolutely. I doubt we're going to see what happened to Z3 because Jay was 30 seconds behind him. So by that point, the car would have been cleared away. As we're going to jump on board then with Mark and Flores. Then Mark has made a move and he's up to P4 now. As he makes way past Flores here. Flores on the super soft tyres. There's a little bit of a tap there from the car behind there. I think that's the... is that the Sauber of KLC? I believe it was. And it is the Sauber of KLC. Just tapping the back of that horse there. Gave Flores a little bit of a fright there. But no damage done in the end. And Mark moves himself up to P4. So good opportunistic move from him then. But Flores is far from done as he dives it down the inside going into turn 10. Mark gets the cutback and is able to try and squeeze Flores out. And that's exactly what he does there. Flores is now struggling. The more time he spends behind Mark here, the more time he's going to lose. He's going to dive it up the inside going into turn 13. Mark runs wide going into turn 14 and 15. And Flores gets the move done on Mark. Hard battling from Mark there, but in the end he just didn't have the tyres to keep battling there. We've got Epic Gamer and Ox battling for position through the last corner. Very brave to hold it round the outside there, but they've also got Morn to worry about right behind them. Double drag he will have, and they've also got someone coming out of the pit lane. So this is going to be a disaster now as all three of them are trying to go into turn 1 side by side. But the Williams of Morn there decided it wasn't worth it and backed out of it. Epic Gamer then up to P7. Blizzard, his teammate, rejoins in front of him. Ox running wide there. Morn is side by side now as we head down towards turn 4 now. And Morn up the inside. He's got the move done then. Can Ox try and move back as we head towards turn 5? He's short shifting, trying to get some traction here right onto the curb, but I don't think he can. He's got to prioritise his exit if he can through the kink of turn 6 and then up the hill through 7 and 8. But no, Morn's got the move done, and a bit of battling there, a bit of a fright for some, but settled down now at the front.
Yeah, everybody managed to keep it on track. Luca made a nice move on Max into turn 4. Around the outside went the Renault. And he's now up into 10th place. I did manage to actually see what happened to Z3. Just where we are now with Luca, the left-hander here, just going up the hill. He was off to the side of the road, quite a long way off as well. So my guess is that he's caught the curb. The rear end's just decided to swap ends on him and threw him well off the track and into the barriers. Probably took a wheel off as well. So that's what I would imagine has happened to Z3. So we'll obviously see him back for the next race at France after this one. Lap 14 to 17 though, and it's Leon up front leading the race. 5.5 seconds from Marquez, who is in second and trying to keep an eye on everything. Blizzard is having a look at Epic Gamer. So the two Force Indias having a little battle at the moment. Teammates as well for VSR. So VSR got currently second, third, 6th and 7th. So they're in a very strong position at the moment with their drivers. Leon up the front though for GP1, and then TTG Mark for TTG Gaming in 4th place, having made an early pit stop, managed to get himself back up into 4th place there. It was a good recovery drive there from him. Look at this train behind Mark there. We've got Mark Fletcher. We've got the back marker at KLC. He's down in 17th in amongst it all as well, having to get right out of the way there. And Mark has now got Epic Gamer going round the outside into turn 10. Can he hold on? This Force India's got the super soft tyres, newer, fresher tyres, going up the hill, and that is a move done for Epic Gamer. Mark Fletcher is going to try and hold on. I was calling it Mark there, I got the name wrong. And Blizzard looks to the inside. It's a late move. Oh, just about avoided contact there on the Ferrari. And KLC's in the middle of all this. He's down in 17th place, a lap down, so he's obviously trying to keep up, but at the same time he's trying to avoid getting involved. Here goes Blizzard though, down the front straight on GP1 Fletcher. It looks to be the Force India looks to have much more speed than the Ferrari, as Epic Gamer goes to the outside of Mark into turn 1. That is a beautiful move there from Epic Gamer. Blizzard gets past as well, but Epic Gamer round the outside of turn 1, that was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. And that moved Epic Gamer up to P4. That moves Blizzard up to P6. And, well, Leon still leading the way on lap 15. We've got Marquez in second, Flores in third. And Blizzard here right behind Mark, as you can see, on the super soft tyres. I think Mark's done a fantastic job on these medium tyres so far. But with someone behind you 2 compounds better than you, if you like. It's always going to be a struggle as we head through turn 9 and into the DRS zone. Mark is going to have the DRS. That's going to help him defend against Blizzard here as we head now down towards turn 10. Blizzard with the late braking down the inside, and Mark tried the cutback but couldn't quite make it stick. And Blizzard then takes P5 away from Mark.
Yeah, another lovely move there. The Force Indias are absolutely flying at the moment with those super softs. 2 good moves there. Blizzard late on the brakes, just much more grip there. Mark, he's obviously pitted early. We think he had some wing damage having been up in second. KLC drops into the pits, so he's already a lap down as we say there, so he's just getting out of the way, I would imagine. But Mark's doing a good job on them, but obviously he's losing a bit of pace. Fletcher now is going to be the next one to have a go at the McLaren. We're now on the penultimate lap of this first race, lap 16 of 17, so we're coming into the final stages, and Leon has only got a 2.7 second gap now, so you've got to think he's maybe just taking it easy a wee bit, because he was 5.5 seconds clear at one point of Marquez, but it's now down to 2.6 seconds. Unless something happens, I would still be surprised if Leon loses the race, but obviously commentators cuss if they have not done that there. But the Force India's giving us some really good racing, some really good passes as well, and Fletcher still trying to have a go at Mark. Here we go. One more time up the hill. In fact, Blizzard's having a look at his teammate. We know how competitive Blizzard is. He loves to set fastest laps. He loves to win the races. And I don't think he cares if it's his own teammate. He's going to stick it up the inside. He's going to keep it clean. Epic Gamer decides not to battle it too hard, and Blizzard gets ahead up into 4th place. Mark able to hold on for now against Fletcher, but you've got to think that Ferrari, although it's on soft tyres, there's 2 laps of difference. That Ferrari just looks a little bit better at the moment than that McLaren. But Mark will be hoping to hold on for 1 more lap. We're now on the final lap. Leaders on the final lap. These guys are just starting their final lap now. And we have a Mercedes in the way, which is Jay, a lap down. Blizzard's about to lap him there. Here comes Fletcher looking at Mark. No, he can't get the move done. So Mark's able to hold on. He's now got Epic Gamer right behind, who's got held up behind Jay there, and Jay's still on the racing line there, holding up Epic Gamer. He is a lap down there. That's going to allow Mark the chance, but he's not got the grippier tyres, and Epic Gamer able to hold on for now as he come through turn 4. Force India runs wide. The McLaren's on the outside now, later on the brakes. Can he hold it round the outside now from defending? Mark is now attacking on this final lap to come up through the hill now, and he's going to have to back out there, and Fletcher's looking to pick up any scraps that these two drop at a moment's time as we come down the back straight for the final time. We'll jump to Leon in just a second, see what goes on here. Mark to the outside, late move. He bumps there, and Fletcher goes, thank you very much, I'll jump up the inside there and have that place. And he sneaks through. They're still side by side. I can't go jumping to Leon at the moment as he's about to cross the line. He crosses the line to win the race. He's going to win from Marquez, but I'm jumping back to Mark and Fletcher there because these two are going ding dong through the corner. So Marquez is actually going to win. Leon had penalties, so Marquez wins. Leon in second, Flores in 4th place. Blizzard takes 3rd. Epic Gamer is all jumping about. I'm just going to let it settle down. Mark manages to hold on the track, and the stats and the standings are going nuts up here with all the penalties getting taken involved. But Marquez is the winner from GP1 Leon, with Blizzard in 3rd, Flores 4th, and Epic Gamer 5th. So VSR 1, 3, 4, 5. That's a fantastic start for Visceral Racing.
Yeah, it's a very strong start from them, isn't it? That was KLC crossing the line. We're just waiting on Neon Rapid to cross the line. Of course, you have to finish to get those points. And Marquez grabs the first win of the mini-series. And it's a very strong start for VSR here at round 1 at the Spanish Grand Prix. We'll wait now for Alan to count up all the results and give us an update on the standings. But whilst he does that, Marquez can enjoy the win, the first win of the mini-series.
Yeah, fantastic race here. Leon, I didn't see him getting a penalty coming up, but obviously he did, to drop back, and that must have been why Marquez decided to really get the hammer down to make sure he was within range. Must have just been a 3-second penalty, so he takes the victory there, and his teammate Blizzard in 3rd place, and obviously 4th and 5th for VSR. We'll run through the order just now as it comes up. So there you go. VSR Marquez wins the race from GP1 Leon. It was a 3-second penalty that done it. 6/10 was the difference after the penalty. Blizzard takes 3rd, Florison fourth. He started in 10th place, a good result from Blizzard, started in 13th place up to third, so got to be a contender for driver of that race. Epic Gamer in fifth, given VSR in four of the top 5 places, as we said. Mark in 6th place, Fletcher in 7th, Manu in 8th, Ox in 9th, Max in 10th, Luca in 11th, Lambo 12th, Alex in 13th, Paul 14th, Neon 15th, J 16th a lap down, KLC finished 17th in a lap down, and Z3 and Squeezy were the only 2 DNFs in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, because Z3 and Squeezy did not finish the race, their points do not count. So then, round 1 has been wrapped up here. Hopefully, Alan is on the case and will give us an update very quickly. But that was a good race there, Andy. It set the marker now for the rest of them.
Definitely so, absolutely. And I just want to make a wee shout actually in the chat. I've not had a chance to look at it, so apologies to everybody. But I've just noticed some nice comments there for me and you, Kieran, from Stuart Feeler and Spag and Chips, saying that we were doing a really good job in the commentary. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate that. It's actually made me smile there, so thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you guys. Always means the world to us when we get comments like that. It does mean a lot to us. Now, we are just waiting for Alan now to give us an update on the scores. No pressure, Alan. But no, we could talk about more about the race whilst we're here. Yeah, I thought it was.
We're actually waiting. I'm going to start getting the second lobby set up.
The second lobby. There you go.
It was good racing, you're right. It was some really, really good action there. Some good passes, especially Epic Gamer and Blizzard had a couple of good passes that we've seen on stream. So really, really good stuff. Didn't see too much going on in terms of any bad moves or anything like that. Everything looked pretty clean to everything that I could see. So really, really good stuff there from everybody to what I could see. Blizzard was asking in the chat who was the host. It was actually myself, my friend. Hopefully it didn't cause you any problems. So trying as much as we can. But I'm in the process of setting up the new lobby, and then obviously once we start getting people along, we will then get the next stream set up in a wee moment. But who would you say is driving the race? I think just for making the most places up from 13th, I've got to give it to Blizzard.
Yeah, I think... yeah, absolutely. Have to give it to Blizzard there. Alan's just posted in the chat the results after round 1. So VSR on 79 points, GP1 in second on 57, TUF in third on 33, TTG in fourth on 31, and IRL in fifth on 12 points. And with that, Andy and I will be setting up a new lobby and a new stream. So subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you're notified when we go live next. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. See you then.